Hello everyone, welcome to AI's new video. Our guest today, Björn Goß. He is co-founder of Stocard app. It is already one of Europe's largest fintech startups. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our guest today. Hello Björn, thanks for being part of this interaction.
Hi Ritesh, thanks so much for the warm introduction. Looking forward to the podcast.
A brief intro about Stocard. Stocard now has more than 50 million users. The app turns phone into your wallet and simplifies the shopping experience. One of the highlights of this app is the ease with which loyalty cards can be added to the app in seconds. Our today's topic is third-party mobile wallet and travel loyalty, what to expect. So I'm going to ask Björn the first question. How do you assess the utility of a third-party mobile wallet from shopping perspective?
Maybe first of all, let me share some background on Stocard. So as you said, there are currently 50 million users using Stocard, and Stocard is the leading European mobile wallet. So these 50 million people use Stocard for their daily shopping, and one reason why they love the app is because it goes beyond payments, right? So we're offering a lot of value-added services that people love. For example, you can add all your loyalty cards to the Stocard app. You then get recommendations from your favorite retailers, what currently is on sale. You see all the coupons from your favorite retailers. You can activate them and save even more. You can see your frequent flyer status of the loyalty cards in real time and see your points balance in real time. So you're always kept up to date with every loyalty program you have. And in the end, if you go to the checkout, you can just show the Stocard app. You collect your loyalty points. At the same time, all the coupons that you've activated get applied in the background. And so on average, people with the Stocard app just save 2 to 5% on every purchase, which is one reason why they love the Stocard app. And I think, as you said correctly, so Stocard is going beyond payments and offering a holistic shopping experience. And I think in general, as you asked, how that relates to airlines and the travel industry and how much sense such a standardized wallet makes or general wallet platform. I think it's the same thing in the internet in general. So the more standardized and the more frequent the use cases, the more sense third-party platforms make, and that holds for all the big platforms you see on the internet. So if you take payments for an example, you don't want to log into lots of different retail apps every time you go shopping and try to remember what your login data was to then make a payment. And you don't want to get familiar to 20 different apps with different user experiences. Payments is a use case you do on a daily basis, and it has to be simple, it has to be fast and very convenient. Otherwise, it's not accepted by users. And so third-party apps can just offer this standardized user experience for use cases that happen on a frequent basis. And this is what we're doing with Stocard, right? So if you're thinking about loyalty, we have a very convenient process of storing all your loyalty cards in one place. You then see all the points balances, all the frequent flyer status for all the loyalty programs. You see the offers that are available, and so on. So it's the standardized set of functions that make perfect sense in a third-party wallet. But then on the other hand, the more unique and the more integrated the use case becomes with one specific merchant or one specific airline, the more sense it makes that there is dedicated app for that. And it's probably something we won't have on the Stocard platform. And things that I'm thinking of, maybe to give an example, is if you think about a furniture store, they might have a function in their app where they use augmented reality to just see how does this piece of furniture that I want to buy look in my room. And so you use augmented reality to virtually put, let's say, a couch into your living room. And it's something, of course, a standardized wallet, a big platform like Stocard wouldn't do. But that could make sense in a very specific app for a very specific use case for one specific retailer.
Björn, firstly, can we focus on the loyalty aspect? Let me ask you a question about how using loyalty currency via Stocard app is different from other apps. So, for example, if I download my loyalty card of an OTA, which is online travel agency, as well as an airline, and if I go for shopping for, let's say, furniture, can I use the combination of points that I have from an online travel agency as well as one airline to buy that piece of furniture, or I can only use that loyalty currency to do shopping with that specific merchant?
So we're always partnering with the merchants directly. We're not a platform where you can trade points into other points, but we are essentially helping merchants to offer the services they want to offer to a big audience. So meaning, if your program offers that you can redeem your points at a specific store, then you can do that with Stocard. And if your program offers, for example, that you can pay with points at a different store, you can also do that through Stocard. But it's always completely dependent on what the program, on what the retailer offers.
Fine. If I can put money in my Stocard wallet by using my credit card or bank transfer, whichever way, how can I use that payment option? Can I use it along with my loyalty currency for a particular merchant? Can I blend it together?
So, what you currently do with Stocard is when you top up your wallet, you can currently use a virtual MasterCard that is issued through the Stocard app to pay everywhere where MasterCard is accepted. And there are certain benefits to it. So, for example, you don't pay any foreign exchange fees, meaning if you're traveling, it's way cheaper than using your traditional bank's MasterCard. But the loyalty transaction and the payment transaction is always separate from each other.
Beyond one of the standout features of super apps, for example, in China, if you talk of WeChat or Fliggy, which is a travel specific platform from Alibaba, they are just not about loyalty and payment aspects. They are about the full circle travel shopping, right from inspiration to planning to booking an itinerary to paying and using loyalty. Are you also looking at creating flagship stores for your merchants, just the way the practice there it is prevalent in China right now?
Yeah, it's actually what we're already doing. So Stocard is a mobile wallet that is consumer from discovery throughout the purchase decision and then finally during the actual purchase. So meaning what our partners do, which are some of the biggest around the globe, is they provide content to the users on the Stocard platform that keeps them up to date, what the current offers are that are on sale and how they can save money. And they provide the information, what coupons are currently available that Stocard users can then activate through the Stocard app. And then once the user made a decision, was made aware, okay, great, there's my favorite retailer again, I can shop there. The Stocard wallet also accompanies the user to the shop, and then the actual transaction is made through the Stocard wallet. So the contrast probably is, or the difference probably is, that Stocard really helps merchants drive traffic from online to offline stores in a very in an approach that is more multi-channel. So it's not only possible to buy online, but Stocard is also with the consumer throughout the checkout process in the offline world. But of course, there are also options on the Stocard platform to make e-commerce purchases for the merchants we're partnering with. So it's completely up to the consumer if the consumer goes to the store or buys online.
So just to simplify, other than the sales promotion strategy, which is like sending a coupon through your app on a particular merchant's store or whatever option is there, if you as a consumer, let's say, want to fly from Frankfurt to Berlin today, can you initiate the process on the Stocard app this is my question, because this is what the likes of WeChat and Fliggy or any other Chinese platform they allow. So can I buy a ticket from Frankfurt to Berlin? Can I start the journey on Stocard? Is that your vision?
Yeah, absolutely. So the merchants we're partnering with, they are offering things through the Stocard app, and you can also purchase that from the Stocard platform. But the checkout process is always happening on the merchant checkout app. But it's not the case that we are something like a flight per person site or something, where you can actually look at all the flights that are available. It's always dependent on what the merchant puts on the platform.
How many airlines, hotels, and online travel agents or any other travel e-commerce player your app is currently featuring?
So it's hard to provide a number. I'd have to look that up, but in general, every big airline, every big hotel chain, and every car rental company is on the Stocard platform. So no matter if it's, I don't know, Lufthansa or Europcar or any of the all on the Stocard platform.
How do you assess the usage of the app during the pandemic? How the needs of the consumers has evolved for the kind of services which Stocard is popular with them?
Yeah, so I think what we've seen during the pandemic has been quite interesting. There's been a general trend in Europe where the use of mobile wallets was accelerating already, and I think within the last 3 years we've seen an increase of 175% in mobile payment transactions already. We've seen during the pandemic has been quite interesting. We've seen a general trend in mobile wallets really picking up in Europe throughout the last years already. So I think within the last 3 years, we've seen an increase of 175% in mobile payment transactions. But the pandemic has really accelerated the trend because, it just made users aware of how much easier and better and, of course, also safer mobile payments are. And it just drove this shift in consumer behavior. But I think it's just an acceleration. So it's not that something completely new happens, it's just that it happens way faster. So if you think about what the real driver behind this behavioral change is, it's more the fact that our physical wallets are moving to the mobile phone, meaning with all the services within the mobile wallet, they are now digital and not physical anymore. And you can provide way more services around that simply because they are digital. And through this, the whole customer journey, the whole customer experience becomes a digital one. And in the past, we've already seen that in the e-commerce space, in the online space, that if the customer experience is digital, that the consumer behavior is different then. So if you think about, for example, banking, in the e-commerce world, it has always been the case, or it has been the case for years already, that if you want to buy something now and pay it later, that you did not pick up your phone or go to your mobile banking app and try to figure out how to get a consumer loan through your mobile banking app, but rather that you just, throughout the checkout process or during the checkout process, click a button that you want to pay later, and then a company like Afterpay or Klarna or so took the volume and gave you the loan. Mm-hmm. And the same happens also, or will happen in the offline world. Since the process, the user experience is just becoming way more digital, consumer behavior is shifting, and the pandemic is just an accelerator. But it's a general trend that is happening or has happened before as well, and that is now picking up, and it's really an interesting time to be in this industry that will see a lot of innovation in the next coming years.
Björn, you recently acknowledged that the consolidation of shopping, payments, and financial services in the digital wallet will happen in Europe. You also mentioned that the idea behind Stocard is to replace the physical wallet first and then banks. How would you describe Stocard of the future How far are you from that goal?
Yeah, so I think in the future, Stocard will just be the first point of contact, your central hub in your daily life that covers anything around shopping and daily money. So in other words, I don't know, will you take a mortgage through Stocard? Probably not. But will you pay with your Stocard wallet? Definitely. Will you collect your loyalty points with your Stocard wallet? Definitely. Will you receive cashback through your Stocard wallet? Definitely. Will you get consumer loans through the Stocard wallet? Yes, of course. So, yeah, I think we want to replace the mobile wallet and create a great user experience, digital user experience around shopping and daily money. And I think the fact that this will also replace banks is more of a just natural consequence from that. So I think our ambition is not to replace banks, but I think just the shift in consumer behavior that we've talked about before just means that the future of banking is not banks, right? So if you are using the Stocard wallet for everything around daily money and shopping, it's always your first point of contact. And in the end, if you take a consumer loan through Stocard, it's the Stocard app, it's the Stocard platform who controls which bank in the background can do the underwriting and gets the access to the 50 million or hopefully soon then 100 million, 200 million people who are using Stocard for their shopping.
Bjorn, how should travel merchants consider Stocard as a partner? A lot of Chinese apps, they assert that the brand experience or the financial considerations are far more better than the existing travel intermediaries. What's your message to travel merchants when it comes to positioning of Stocard for their business?
Yeah, so I think on the one hand, what Stocard offers you is it's a mobile wallet where users have added their favorite loyalty cards. So it's a very high quality brand environment for you to be in. As a user, I have my favorite loyalty cards added to Stocard. When I open the Stocard app, I see my favorite brands that I like the most. So it's a very high quality experience. And then I think one big difference is that travel is something that is, except for some cases, usually nothing you do on a daily basis. So it's not a very high frequent thing. But the Stocard wallet is used on a daily basis. So meaning that every time when a consumer opens the Stocard wallet and you are one of the loyalty cards or one of the partners who are on the Stocard platform, that's always a touch point you have with potential consumer, meaning you increase brand loyalty, brand awareness, and in the future revenue. And Stocard also offers you a very unique way of actually engaging with users and providing value to them, because we have these features that Stocard users are using for every merchant, like for example, seeing your loyalty points and seeing your frequent flyer status. That's something a Stocard user already has done for 13 other merchants. So if the user enables that for your airline as well, you do have a nice opportunity to engage with them and tell them how valuable they are, remind them how many points they have and what their frequent flyer status is, just to make sure that the next time they think about booking a flight, they book it with you. And then I think one last point is that if you think about apps and the distribution, there are some cases where you have hardcore users that are flying from to London on a Monday and taking the same flight back every Thursday. For them, it's made easy to convince them to use the app of their preferred airline. But most people don't use airline apps on a daily basis. So that means that the acquisition of users and app users of airline apps is extremely costly. And then also having them retained and engaged in the app, even though they are flying on a weekly basis, is extremely hard. So meaning the activity is also not that high. And what you can do through the Stocard platform is, if you want to attract new users, you can specifically target users who are very likely to travel, but who don't have your loyalty card or your app yet. And then you can sign them up to your loyalty program through the Stocard platform directly. And then consequently, you have them as a loyal member and can engage with them through the Stocard app on a daily basis, making sure whenever they think about flying, they think about you.
Björn, are you already working with payment specialists in the travel sector, in the processing side?
So we're working with payment processors and specialists, but not necessarily specialized on travel. So the offering that we generate is very broad, right? We're trying to attract 95% of the population, not only business travelers, but also business travelers. And so we're not yet working with travel specialists on the payment side, but rather more general payment service providers.
And lastly, on the numbers side, it was recently mentioned that the app is adding 1 million users on a global basis. Is it the rate has increased in the last few months?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're already far beyond 50 million users now as we speak, which indicates the rapid growth. And maybe also to share some numbers on the engagement. So Stocard users use the Stocard app at the point of sale to make a purchase 1.7 billion times annually, which I think shows how integrated the Stocard app is into people's lives. What a great communication channel and brand ambassador it is for any merchant to work with this platform and drive incremental revenue and brand loyalty.
Where all is the app being massively used? I read it is in Australia, other than Europe. Can you just give us a background on where all it is being used and what are your expansion plans?
Yeah, so Stocard is mainly used in Western Europe, but also Australia and Canada. And within these markets, the penetration is really extremely high. So in countries there, we're talking about 5 to 20% of the population using the Stocard app for the daily shopping. And beyond that, we're also seeing some strong growth in Eastern Europe, Japan, and the US, which are markets where we think about engaging deeper in the future.
If you were to come to Southeast Asia or China, are you willing to partner with the likes of Alipay or Gojek, Grab? These companies are already offering a wallet option, for example, Paytm in India, or would you like to stick to Stocard payment option as you launch in these markets?
So in general, we're very technology agnostic, meaning we're happy to adapt to any technology that is predominant in a market. So if it is Alipay-based barcode payments or something, we'd be happy to include that in our app. I think what's important to us is that we are the wallet platform that is used by the consumer and that is consumer-facing. So what we're in general not doing is we're not integrating our platform into other apps, but the other way around is certainly an option for us, and we'd be very open to do that.
Thanks a lot, Björn, for your time.
Thanks so much, Ritesh. It was a great pleasure.